if you are someone who has a loud inner critic voice and you understand it, you know that this is you know where it comes from, but it feels like you just can't get it to go away, even with all this awareness, you're not alone, and this video is for you. Hi, I'm Emma Coble. I'm a licensed professional counselor who sees clients in Colorado and in Florida, and many of my clients have this issue. They are really insightful. They understand their inner critic. They might understand where it comes from, why it developed, the childhood trauma that contributes to it, and they're trying so hard. They're working overtime to be compassionate toward themselves. But they feel like this voice is still there and it's still scared and it's still freaked out. So first of all, if this is you, it's not because you are failing or you're not doing a good enough job at dealing with or handling this inner critic. These parts, I want to just say out of the gate, are really complicated and hard, and they rarely work in isolation. Oftentimes there's a whole team of parts that are working in as a critic for us. There might be a self-sabotaging part. There might be a part of us that is avoiding things, that is maybe a part that numbs us out, is a firefighter. There might be a manager part that's here. So this is complicated. So the first thing I want to say is that the goal, like the first part of IFS is, it involves getting really curious about the part and asking it, what it is afraid of, where you're feeling it in your body, how you're feeling towards it, those kinds of questions. And maybe you're doing those things, maybe you are getting really curious, but it feels like, again, you might have this understanding and the part is still coming on strong. So one thing I want to say is, first of all, this getting a part to go away can actually kind of backfire, and the more we try and not have a part, the more that part feels unseen and feels like it needs to warn us and get our attention. So the more we try and push it away and get frustrated with the fact that it's not going away, the more it will often, like a kid that we're being like, stop, shut up, like stop, telling mom that you want to, go to the playground or whatever. The more that kid is going to feel like they want to, make it happen. They want to get your attention. Whereas if you're like, I hear you, sweetheart, we have plans to go to the playground at, on Tuesday at XYZ time, that kid will often kind of feel a little calmer or feel a little more heard. And we know this in our own relationships, right? Like if we are trying to warn someone about something and they just kind of try to make us go away or shut up, the more we feel anxious. Like if we're noticing like, hey, this relationship, I'm feeling taken for granted, or I'm feeling unseen in it, and they ignore us, the more we feel like we need to address the problem and get them to see. Whereas if they say, yeah, I hear you, let's get some help, let's go see a couples therapist, you might calm down. So curiosity alone is not often enough. It's a lifelong relationship we are developing with these parts, and it's about bringing in this compassion as we're moving through handling these parts. So these parts aren't our enemies. These parts are trying desperately to help us. And I think reframing our relationship with them, not as, God, this is so annoying, God, that just needs to go away, to this part is really, really scared. It's really trying to help me. It's like one of my little kids that's terrified right now, and that little sweetheart needs some care and attention. You might notice some signs that these parts are working you overtime. Maybe you can like recite the correct reframes in your heads, but it's still not going away. Maybe that voice has a specific tone that is sounds like someone in your past, a parent or a teacher, an old version of you. You might find yourself kind of like arguing with yourself. And then you might also notice, like I said before, that trying to get it to stop just makes it get louder. So some of these parts I also want to say, they're particularly hard because they developed out of trauma. They may be developed a long time ago. They may have been in this pattern for a very long time, and it was really helpful and it got reinforced. And as women, we do get reinforced often for self-monitoring behavior, or oftentimes behavior that kind of keeps us small or keeps us feeling badly about ourselves. That gets reinforced. Like the more that we are not speaking up, not causing a ruckus, keeping ourselves small, the more we're often successful in society. So these parts that keep us in line really get a lot of praise and allow us to be successful as women in society. So first of all, these parts are here because they get a lot of positive, there's a lot of positives often to having these strong inner critics. And that then they often are like rooted in very deep old traumas as well. And so it's not a simple, like, I understand it now and now it goes away. It is a matter of like healing those traumas, validating why this part is here, understanding that there are a lot of positives to this part and accepting the part, and then maybe helping it know that things are different and maybe it doesn't need to operate in the same way anymore. Maybe you still need it in some instances or in a different form, but the way you needed it back then is not maybe the way you're needing it now in your life. So when we are fighting our critics, when we're, trying to eliminate them, we're at war with ourselves. And that feels awful. And it just keeps that critic more and more locked in. So in internal family systems, we really are working on strengthening your relationship with these parts and really deeply understanding them, not just being curious, but developing almost like a parent-child relationship where your true self is trying to care for and help these parts feel seen and safe, and also in a dialogue with them about what they are needing from you in order to feel that way. So if these parts are really loud, it doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, and it doesn't mean this is hopeless. It just means that maybe there could be a way that you relate to these parts in an even kinder, more gentle fashion. So if you are interested in that, reach out for a free consultation. Thanks.